All right, lovers, welcome back. This is part 2 of Relationships and More on religion and the LGBT community. So, I
Part
know,
two.
part 2. I know in the first one, we kind of got, a little background of kind of like, well, my experience and everything. And we really didn't touch too much on the T in LGBT. So,
Well, because we really don't, you know,
excuse me.
we really can't touch a lot of it because, have to make sure we use correct pronouns.
We can touch some of it though.
Because I don't know the life of a transsexual. I can only tell you the life of LGBT. I can only tell you the life of a gay person. I can only tell you the life of a gay man. I can't tell you the life of a
but that's not what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, like, we can speak on as far as our views on religion and transsexual, as far as, like, okay, so for me personally, a lot of people feel like at the end of the day, you're butchering your body. Like, how can you, pretty much try to alter something that God has created?
I know
like
you about to turn some table pots.
But this is a real discussion.
I know.
I'm just using it as an example as far as, like, some people may feel like, you basically saying that God made a mistake when he made you, and, you are altering, his design. Some people may feel like that's an abomination. Some people may feel like that's actually wrong. For me,
then the main people that be saying that it's wrong be the main one with the dick in the mouth.
Right. For me, I feel like this. I feel like at the end of the day, as Jay was saying, we can't really speak exactly on the life of a transsexual person. But what I can't, or transgender, again, I'm not really good with the lingo, the terminology when it comes to the transsexual life. So forgive me if transsexual is the incorrect term. But what I can say for me is I just feel like, again, just like you should have the right to choose whoever you love, you should have the right to do what you feel is necessary for you to be comfortable with your body and your skin.
And while we talking about that, the transsexual lifestyle, which is the correct terminology for someone that used to be a man and turned into a woman, or used to be a woman and turned into a man that is transsexual. So while we on that, that just made me think about that time. I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but it made me think about the time that the guy that went to church. Well, let me say it correctly. The woman went to church, and the pastor told her, stand up. You can't be in this church looking like that. He said, I don't care what you got going on outside of church. You haven't seen that?
No.
He said, I don't care what you got going on outside of church, but you can't bring that in here. And he was the pastor of the church.
So my take on that is that just, it saddens me, because it's moments like that that make me feel like this is why we're losing people against religion. Like, now people are feeling like religion is a crock of you know what, because they're hypocrites. They say come as you are, that you are loved, this is a place of love, but stuff like that happens. That's just not, that's unacceptable to me in my eyes. I mean, again, it's not from us to judge to begin with. But me personally,
we're just giving our 2 cents if bitches
right,
what's to say.
And for me, like, it's not our place to judge, regardless if someone choose that they were born a woman to live as a man, or someone born as a man to live as a woman. But for me, altering your body and everything, I mean, if you really want to get technical on the situation, women get breast augmentation all the time.
Oh,
That's
yes.
altering your body.
Right.
They get Brazilian butt lifts, get fake
Botox.
silicone, Botox. All that is alteration to me, if you ask me, technically speaking. So, I mean, if you really want to get down to it and want to say, like, how, that's definitely an abomination and everything, I mean, you can go as far as saying somebody augmenting their breast is an abomination. But people don't look at it like that. Mm-hmm. When a woman enhances her breast or lifts it up,
so that's something they want to see.
Right, men look at it like, oh my God, she's so fine, you're so
rat.
beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But like someone that chooses and they're doing it because they're uncomfortable who they are, doing something for themselves so they can finally find that comfort. And who's to say that them altering their bodies like that won't end up making them stop from killing themselves because they're unhappy? I mean, would you rather a person change their gender or kill themselves? Now, again...
Well, if it's on some of these hoes' necks, these hoes will say kill themselves.
Yeah. But, I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, isn't a life worth more then isn't the life worth it seeing them pass their body part? I mean, I'm just saying. Do you feel like it's worth more than seeing them pass their body parts?
I always feel like a life isn't a body, it's a soul.
Yeah.
And if they want to alter it's just like fucking, don't take it offensive, but this is just how I'm thinking of it. It's just like, if I get on IMVU or whatever the fuck, and I want to make my avatar look a certain way so I can be happy, then that's how the fuck I'm going to make my motherfucking
So
avatar
basically
look.
what you're saying is like transgenders, in your eyes, people, whether it's a born a man, now a woman, or vice versa, you kind of feel sort of like
they want to match their soul.
They're just creating their own avatar.
Right. But... they're not avatars, they're real people.
Right.
And people fail to see the person in somebody, the actual soul in somebody, before they open up their mouth and say something stupid as shit. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's, child, that we'll be talking about transsexual things forever.
But to me, I just feel like, and to tie this in religion, like for me, a lot of religious people, they feel like, oh my gosh, transsexuals and the gays and the lesbians and the bis, like they have just created chaos in this world.
What ways?
And, just living so. But think about it. The real chaos is the hatred for them. Let me elaborate.
Go off.
What I mean by that is, instead of doing what we should do as believers, if you really truly in your heart feel like it's wrong, instead of loving this person, instead of praying for them, you condemn them. You judge them.
Which is also a sin.
Right. So my whole thing is this prejudgment. You know nothing about their childhood. You know nothing about their lives. To me, that type of hatred is what's creating the chaos. Because at the end of the day, the Bible also says, "Judge not that ye be not judged." So for me,
not a quote from the scripture.
I'm just saying, like, for me, like, I am a religious person. Like, I do try to read my Bible often. I have a personal connection and relationship with God. So for me, because it's not in me, it's not my place to judge because I'm not perfect. For me, the only person that can judge is above, the perfect. If you sinned, if you're free from sin, then by all means, hey, do you. But
you still can't be free from sin if you're condemning another.
But that's my point.
Ain't nobody free from sin.
That's my point. No one can say that I have never sinned. So therefore no one can judge. So all this about, you're altering your body, how can you? This is an abomination. The next time you think that about a transsexual person, I want you to think about that wonderful, nice church going lady that feels insecure with her breast and is going to get an augmentation consultation. Because at the end of the day, is that not altering?
Oh, the church choir.
I'm just saying, like, you can. I mean, again,
because
you can agree with me. You can't agree with me,
but somebody that need to go undergo treatment for something, like, let's just say it's breast cancer. Somebody need to undergo treatment for breast cancer, and they have to get their breast chopped off.
Right.
That could be seen as, oh my God, you're altering your body.
Right, because you feel insecure with yourself. But again, God allowed the situation to happen in your life. So again, that can be looked upon as, so you are altering the experience that God allowed. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to be a jackass. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But I'm just saying, when y'all are...
You touching on some controversial heads.
Right.
But them heads gonna be tapping.
But think about it. The next time that you try to judge that person, again, you know nothing about anyone's life, just like the next person doesn't know about yours. So really think about it. The next time you see yourself or anyone else being judgmental, like, this person
is a person.
Yes, a person first. You don't know their life story. You don't know the struggles that they might have had to face growing up as a child or even as an adult. You don't know that this one time, this one chance to really live in their truth, who their true form is, can actually be the one thing that saved them from taking their own life. Because actually, that's in something else that I have to confirm in the Bible. But I'm under the impression, and I was always taught, that the only unforgivable sin is blasphemy. So at the end of the day, a lot of these things that we are so-called predestined to go to hell for me, I feel like it's something that man has taken
to the
extreme and into their own hands because of the fear of the unknown. I feel like at the end of the day, your personal relationship with the higher power and you just living in your truth, for me, that's enough for me. I don't know about you, but that's enough for me. I mean, at the end of the day...
What do you mean that's enough for you? What are you talking about?
I'm saying, like, I don't have to think so hard on it till I'm completely closed-minded that I can't befriend a transsexual or, anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because you're saying, like, from a Christian standpoint.
Yes, from a Christian standpoint. Like,
I think one thing I'm going to go ahead and say, like, me and him are not the same religion. Like, we
touched on it.
Right. I'm going to touch on that again since we already on the topics of religion. Me and him are not the same religion at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we've already touched on that, but I want to say that from the first get-go. That's what I should have opened up this podcast saying, me and you are not the same religion. So, a lot of your beliefs are not my beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously,
we do,
you are two different people.
But we do have similarities in our beliefs. Like, right. At the end of the day, you call your God the universe, I call my God the God.
I do. I call my God the universe. And I always feel like I'm all, like, when Omar asked me, who's your God like? And I was like, I don't have to tell you, like, who my God is. Because I always feel like
Do you feel like he's just asking to be funny?
No, I
or
felt
so-
like he was asking to honestly, get a feel for it, asking, just genuinely trying to get the answer. And, I'm always like, I don't want to tell you my beliefs.
Why?
Like, I don't know. Because I
Do you
just
feel
always feel like
uncomfortable?
as him as a Christian, he'd say, well, that's not the same thing. But it's not. It's not the same thing. Like, you get what I'm saying?
You mean as a Christian?
Yeah, you know how certain Christians
Yeah.
are. Like, they'll say, well, that's kind of the same thing, or blah, blah, blah. Well, you take it so-and-so from so-and-so. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Like, I just feel like I'd be bombarded with a whole bunch of questions. Well, why this? Well, why that? You get what I'm saying?
I see what
so
you're saying.
I call my God the universe because my God is the universe. You get what I'm saying?
But have you ever stopped to think that, like, when some people may consider that, well, it's the same thing, because kind of technically, even in our beliefs, like, God is everything in our beliefs
Well,
as
technically,
well?
y'all believe that y'all God is like up. Y'all always point to the sky for y'all God.
Through the heavens, but still, like, he's everywhere. He can be up here in the heavens and all around us at the same time.
I understand that. But I could understand, like, why a lot of people would say, well, our God is like the same. Well, our God is not the same. Because the God that y'all preach about is a different kind of God from mine. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
I hate when I keep on saying, like, you get what I'm saying. Because it's like, you obviously understand what I'm saying.
And guys and viewers, I don't want to just say guys, because I feel like, I don't want a women to say...
guys, when he says guys, it's like a neutral type of thing. So it's like everybody. It's just like a teacher saying, okay, guys, well, we're going to get started on...
Right. But I'll if I can catch myself...
real sensitive
but that's
nowadays.
what I'm saying. If I can catch myself, I say viewers. So I do apologize about that. But when... even this discussion that we're having, it's like... it's open. Like, I get what he's saying. I don't... because I see where you're coming from, as far as you don't want to feel like a Christian is lessening the God that you believe in by just writing it off as, oh, it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of really trying to get exactly, well, this is... because
I kind of want to sit down and write, like, what it says to me. Because there's a lot of times that, like, my mind is like, you need to write this down so you can better explain it. Because, like, I hate... it's just like a Christian trying to get someone who is not a Christian to become a Christian. So you telling them all... it's just like, I'm going to explain it a different way. It's just like you work at a certain shoe store and you're trying to get some customer to become a member. It's just like that.
Because I have questions like, well, is this going to cost me? Is this really a credit card? Is it free? When can I get my free coupon and all that?
Right.
I get what you're saying. No, I totally understand. I mean, it's a mutual
like,
respect.
my religion comes with a purpose. Like, I hate how we just completely shift the topic, but, like, it's kind of on the same thing. Ooh, I kind of feel like something was in my mouth, and it was.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel, based on your experience with Christianity, do you feel like your religion or your belief, I'm not going to say religion, I'm going to say your belief, your universe, do you feel like the reason why your experience with Christianity, it kind of gave you a bad taste in your mouth for Christianity, because you feel like your beliefs, it gives more room to be yourself, and it's more forgiving, as far as it's not based on so many rules. It's based on more so principles versus rules.
Yes, my religion is more so based on being yourself. It's based on principles of life that you should abide by, and a little bit more to keep you in health's way. You get what I'm saying?
Basically, he broke it down, but basically, principles versus rules.
So I get it. I always feel that we put here for a purpose. Yeah. We're all supposed to work together in everything we do, regardless of religion, regardless of what color of skin is, regardless of how thick somebody's hair is. You get, like, it's crazy things out here. So
the crazy, but the reason why, like, how someone can say that your belief in religion or your belief in our belief in Christianity is kind of like similar and close together because, like you said, regardless of anything, it's about trying to come together for a common purpose, a common goal.
Right.
Well, technically, even in Christianity, even though like you try to stay away from sin or you try to stay away from dark negativity and all of that, but at the end, right. But what I'm saying is, you try to stay away from the bad. You try to stay away from the evil. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like at the end of the day, you still, if you can save a soul, you want to still try to reach out and go into that because we still have a common purpose too.
Right.
Like even Jesus is in the Bible. He hung out with the sinners. He hung out with
how else do you expect for somebody to trust you in leading them in something if you're not willing to stick through the pain with them? You get what I'm saying?
How
we're changing the name of the podcast. It's You Get What I'm Saying.
How do you expect to bring more people in if you're only catering to the same people that already got the message?
Right.
You have to go out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's for me personally, I feel like that would be my reasoning of why our beliefs are kind of somewhat close in proximity to each other, because at the end of the day, it's based on sort of a common denominator, which is let's bring peace. Like, let's bring everyone together so we can have peace. Stop being so in tune with hatred. I feel like, and it saddens me, and it kind of makes me a little.
Make me feel like we like preaching about different things. Like we're just going in to content schools about religion. That's what the main thing is.
This ties into.
Right.
I was going to say the lesson, but I meant this ties into the podcast.
Somebody might take this as a lesson.
As far as LGBT in the religion, I mean, at the end of the day, we are supposed to love and respect each other, even when we don't understand each other. We are supposed to, you know, hey, I pray everything works out for your favor in your life. You know, I pray for peace and understanding in your life. You know what I mean?
See, like, y'all say you pray for peace, and I say I pray for balance, or I wish you balance. Like, it's a different way of... So, even though we do things differently, we mean the same thing.
Right. Exactly. That's it. So, I mean, it's, for me, as I, go all the way back around to the whole transgender and transsexual, like, for me, I
want to
befriend...
clean that up before you go into that. So, earlier in the podcast already, I had said, like, an avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And I am by no means calling a human an avatar. What happened?
Keep going. Are you serious?
What the fuck happened? Please.
Oh, we still going. Keep going.
Oh, okay. And I want to go back and elaborate on that. Like, I'm by no means calling anybody, any transsexual, anybody, like, as a whole, a avatar. When I say avatar, I mean person, body. You get what I'm saying? Like, mind, knowledge, like, all of that. Everybody is a motherfucking avatar.
In other words, you meant no disrespect.
Right.
You were giving an example.
Right. So
I'm sure
I just want to clean
that
up.
I'm sure they
but
understand.
you know how people are. They're very sensitive about things that shouldn't matter. They don't pick their fights wisely.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I do appreciate you addressing that, because you are being respectful to the viewers.
Right.
I mean,
because it was
y'all have a
transsexual person on here watching, and they go back and say, Jay, I don't like how you called us avatars. So I want to go ahead and elaborate on that.
Yeah.
I by no means calling somebody an avatar, but what I'm saying is you have the right to alter your person however you feel.
Right. Right.
I mean, if a god or whoever didn't want you to do it, they want to make the science for it to happen.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. You know, I can agree with that. And just for me, whether you want to alter your body, whether you want to alter your hair,
excuse me,
your skin color, lips, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really about peace, love, happiness, balance. You know, just trying to we have a common purpose, which is to be our best selves. You know, we're trying to fight the darkness, the evil. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're so busy condemning each other and judging each other that we're missing the whole purpose.
Right.
You know?
Instead of seeing a person for a person, or actually not seeing a person for a person, but seeing a person for its soul, for its value.
What's on the inside,
right?
You know?
Because a lot of times we look on the outside and it's like, ooh. It's like, you're not a fucking word reader. You can't fucking just look at somebody. And even if you are, you can't just look at somebody based off of that one little feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And like I feel like we've done a really I'm glad that we made a part 2 so we can elaborate on the T and the LGBT, because I feel like I don't want, and that's another thing, I feel like even in this community, even within, we're supposed to be one big group.
Right.
And how I just said how everyone in the world should be, it's a common purpose. Even in our group in the LGBT community, we have to be reminded that we are fighting for one purpose.
Right.
Which is equality. I mean, because at the end of the day, even in our group, it's still separation. Like, there's so many homosexuals and lesbians that shun transsexuals, that look at them,
and that makes no sense.
It doesn't
either.
It doesn't,
because I'm pretty sure there's times in their lives where people are asking them, well, do you want to be a girl? Well, do you want to be a boy? And you don't have to put your foot on the top of something to know that that's not it. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna elaborate on that more, because I know somebody probably is like, what? You don't have to break something down just because that's not what you want to do. That's exactly what the fuck I said. Sorry, I'm vulgar.
And again, to me, I feel like it's still the same as far as you just, are you transphobic?
And if you are, why?
Right. Because do you want to alter? You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel the same as a straight person being homophobic. Like, why are you so pressed on someone wanting to, be different and change themselves? Or when, you come into, okay,
because
so I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you an example. Me personally, I haven't experienced this personally, can attest to it personally. But some of the shows. No, I have too. But what I'm about to say is, like, some of the shows that I watch, like Pose, for instance. Back in those times, like in the 80s, the late 80s, and everything like that, a lot of the gay bars really, really shunned transsexuals. Like,
because they secretly want to fuck.
Probably, but like, if you was a trainee or, excuse Lord, please forgive me.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. I know. Please forgive me. I do apologize. I mean no disrespect. If you are a transsexual, or even if you hadn't necessarily had the surgery, but you identify as a woman, they will. It's almost like going into a straight club.
But it's like, how the fuck would you know that?
Right, but I'm saying that they used to do that. I don't know how frequent it is now, but to me, I just find that
I don't think that's an issue now. Like, at least not to the depth of, because I haven't heard anything like that.
Right, but I'm just using that
First
as
of all, you wouldn't even know nowadays.
but I'm just using that as an example as far as like even just going down the street or to an event, like even in our own community, it's just so hard for a transsexual. Like, why? They're human too. You know, you are gay or bi or lesbian, you want to be treated equally as a human first. Why can't we get that together in our own community with transsexuals? Just something to think about,
To
like
marinate on, because honestly, T.S. Madison talked about that before. You know, it mainly be the gay men that was the main ones shunning a transsexual. But I really think the only reason why gay men and transsexual even fight is because y'all feel like y'all at competition and everything is a. No, I'm gonna say gay men feel like everything is a fucking competition when it's not. And that's why a lot of people fall out from being friends. That's why a lot of people fall out from being family or brother or sister, because y'all feel like everything is a fucking competition, and it's not.
And to me,
like me, I don't compete with them, bitch.
And guess why we don't? Because at the end of the day, I finally can say there are like outside insecurities in myself, but with this, I'm secure. I'm good with myself. I don't have to compete with anyone else because I already know I'm good. And the thing about it is, it's sad because I go right back around to we have bigger problems. We have people that are trying to kill homosexuals.
Chick-fil-A.
Don't do that.
They are homophobic franchise.
Leave them alone.
I'm just saying. Y'all food good.
but I'm just saying, like we
But you know they have anti-gay protesters and all. That's all.
I mean, but it's crazy to me. I mean, like I say, and again, that goes, the reason why is because of religion. Because you do know that Chick-fil-A, they are religious.
They're very strong religious people.
So for me,
not open on Sunday.
And that's is
Popeyes is though.
To me, I feel like it's so funny because I can even stretch it out to this situation. So, how can you protest against homosexuality but call yourself an equal opportunity employer? Just a little something else to season the chicken with. But I'm just saying,
that bitch in the fucking refrigerator and let it sit
overnight. You know, cause
I haven't never thought about that either. But I always told my mom, I said, "Mom, I will not work for Chick-fil-A."
But think about it. How can you be equal opportunity employer, but you are protesting, you anti-gay? Like I don't understand that. Because the last time I checked,
and y'all Trump supporters.
The last time I checked, like, even homosexuals are humans. So, I'm a little lost. But that's, well, no, I was going to say that's another subject, but this is actually the same.
We're actually on
right.
That subject.
So, that kind of just came to my mind, you know what I mean? But, like, again, that's why I say don't do something. Don't just do something that's just based on on traditional religion. Don't just believe in something just because you're afraid that a stone is gonna get cast at you for taking up for someone. This is a real world that we're living in. We are living in rough times, and
it's only rough because people make it rough.
Right. This is a time where we need love more than ever, and it's just
that y'all can't stop hating each other long enough to even love.
And you can't stop hating each other enough to see, in some perspective, we are the same. In some perspective. We may not necessarily believe the same thing. We may have different skin complexions, but on some level, we are the same. We're human first, right?
Oh yes.
So it's like it just like I said, it kind of hurts my feelings because it's just like I just don't understand like why can't it just be if you disagree with the choice I
Then
made,
that's okay.
it's okay that you disagree.
Shit, as long as you and I have personally
Respect
hurting people,
me.
you
Respect.
should be good.
Right. Respect.
And we picking fights. Just like Flame Monroe said, we picking fights. That's not even that when it's bigger fish to fry. We're picking out little small things instead of going for the big things. What about global warming? What about our president that's in office right now? What about every time the government try to distract us from what we really need to be paying attention to?
And even
what about
in
these
our
fucking school shootings?
exactly, and even in our own society, and I mean like in the minority society, what about how disrespected we get? I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it now, but a Caucasian woman calling Trina a nigger bitch. Like,
Oh
how do you? I mean, it was funny at the fact like, wow, she really took it there, but at the end of the day, it's really not. Like, it's sad because it's like we sitting here as a minority against each other because we worry about little stuff like, oh, he stepped on my shoe, or oh, why this nigga looked at me wrong? You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting
in a Walmart
right. You know,
on accident.
Yeah, like we worrying about these small things.
Oh, what about that brother's skin tone?
Right. But in our minority, we worry about those little things that don't really matter. In this big old thing like this, like you got a person that's not only calling you a disrespectful name, but a hurtful one. Something in our history that hurt us, disrespected us in the worst way possible. So my thing
we can't
is
even talk on that because we still participating to that hate. Because we still calling each other niggas. Not saying that it make it right that a white person come up and call you a nigga, but
you're absolutely
saying,
right.
Like,
but
if you don't want another bitch to say it, let's abolish that word completely. Like, let's not even say the word anymore.
And I see what you saying, babe, and I totally respect that. But what I'm saying is, now, I'm not condoning another race of Caucasian to call me the N-word, but at the same time, definitely on this, it wasn't even about her just saying the word. It's about her saying the word because she knew the effect it would have on Trina by calling her that. That's what I'm saying.
And then when somebody turn up on you,
right,
it's an issue or it's a problem or you scared or you not saying anything. Now you got something to fear in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does somebody have to put fear in you in order for you to act accordingly?
Right. But my whole thing is it goes back, me bringing that example up to say it again, in our minority society, we are against each other and stuff like this is happening. Instead of us being so torn against each other, like, you know, you gay, you straight, you this, you that, or whatever, we need to come together and we need to really take up for what really matters. Let's you know, including myself, while you sitting up here trying to worry about what dude and what female looking at you and who gay and who not gay, let's talk about this voting. Who is out there voting?
While we sitting here talking about fucking Popeye's chicken and shit.
Right.
And fucking Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Who got the better fucking chicken sandwich?
Like, cause at the end of the day,
we need to be worried about who got the better terms for us as citizens on this voting. Cause I want to go for Andrew Yang. I think that's his name. He giving you $1,000 a month.
But I'm saying, like,
to lower poverty rate.
At the end of the day, like, lovers. Like we have to love. We have to be there for one another. We have to respect one another in our views. Like we this bickering back and forth, and I
About
mean,
little shit.
yeah,
That don't matter.
that does not matter.
You
Like we
arguing
have
with
to
a
do
bitch, you're
better.
not even gonna know their last name in 10 years. Your ass gonna be shriveled up and fucking dead, and you still won't remember their whole name. That's why I don't argue. I just stare at your ass.
We have to do better. I mean, and I'm again, we're just speaking truth on here. Like I was just thinking, just this moment, what if I just decided to choose to just live by tradition alone and forced myself to be completely straight and never experienced, what I have experienced, who's to say that I would have, had a female, had kids? Who's to say that I wouldn't have put their life in danger by having a midlife crisis and deciding later on, like, you know what, forget all this. I just want to live my truth or sneak out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
DL. You know what I mean? Not only am I doing something in my life, but I'm also putting others at risk as well. You know? Like, and who's to say if I would have chosen that path, if I would even be the man that I am today? As far as I see certain things clearer now, I'm able to be comfortable walking outside the house in certain things that I don't know if I would have been as comfortable with if I just would have stayed enclosed. So,
Because living is all about being yourself, regardless
exactly.
of what a religion has to say about you. You don't like the religion, get out of it.
Yeah.
Religion is not something that ties you down.
Don't,
Ain't no God gonna come down from the sky and be like, you gotta follow this. Like,
your faith is deeper than your religion. I say that because religion is, for me, it's just
because if God does not write your future, you write your own future.
He
you got
allows
free
the
will.
choice.
Well, you got
You make the
You got
choice.
free will, so therefore you write your. That's what I said.
I know.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
I thought you
agreeing.
were going against what I said.
No, I'm agreeing. I'm just putting it in a different perspective. Get away from me. But yeah, like, we need to stop being so caught up on religion. Well, I don't know. I'm Christian, and this is religion. Is this you? What is being put in your spirit?
And you can't just take a word for what a word is. You got to look that shit up yourself. Just like the people that sit in church and, they scroll through the Bible, and before you could even get to, the scripture or whatever the hell, they already reading.
And you
why? Just give up and close the book.
You know why you got to know it for you. You know why you got to read and know it for yourself? Because everyone has a different interpretation. Because we are all different.
Period. Everybody got a different interpretation.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is. All I can say is that I'm living my life. I'm not killing anyone. I'm not doing any harm to anyone. I'm trying to be the best Cam that I can be, and trying to do completely. I am doing right in my relationship. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that I am where I'm supposed to be. If I'm supposed to be somewhere else, I do believe that I will be somewhere else. But at the end of the day, You have to live in your truth. You got to live for you. Don't base your life on just religion. You have to base it on faith. You have to base it on, you have
Logic.
to really get down to it. You have to get down to it. For me, religion is synonymous with tradition to me.
Honestly, sometimes you have to let common sense take place.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everything our religion tell you is going to be 100% up to date for today.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff maybe, and some stuff may
And
not
I
be.
can so agree with that because it's
then in
true.
one of the Old Testaments, they were like, it's okay for you to sleep with your daughter or some shit that was in the Old Testament. Or something just crazy. It's something that's just so out there.
Well, in the Old Testament, it wasn't unlawful that if a wife is barren, can't have any kids, if she she would get, like Sarah in the Bible gave her husband the right to sleep with Hagar, her servant, because Sarah was barren, so he slept with her to have kids. But again, that's something that was in the Old Testament.
Exactly. So
that now you can't have that's considered infidelity. Of course you can have a surrogate, but I'm just saying, like, to actually go
about
and
cheating and
sleep,
shit.
right?
That's what the fuck we talking about.
Exactly. So I mean,
shit, you should know that.
I like how you said that, because just like a lot of the laws that were in the Old Testament, because, well, again, this is kind of geared towards my beliefs. Jesus died on the cross to save us from sin. So a lot of the things that were unlawful in the Old Testament, certain things that the cost was death, we don't have to worry about because our wages are already paid. So even today, there's just certain things that a lot of stuff has progressed over the years. So again, you just have to follow you, pretty much. You have to follow what your spirit.
I'm sorry if it feels kind of drag, because it's like we really want to. What we try to do is like really give you. We want to give you an example. We trying to give you a definition and an example for the shit,
and be respectful at the same time.
Exactly. So that's what you do when you really give a fuck about other people's feelings. What we need other people to do.
Respect ours as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I might take a clip or two from this and post it on.
Especially with the whole equal opportunity employment.
I'm putting that on there, and I'm getting the thing about competition between the gays.
Because I feel like a lot of, even y'all, whether I'm single or in a relationship, even I cannot go to a gay bar without either it's gonna be a fight or somebody gonna be looking at this other person wrong, or it's just too much negative energy. It's like, I thought we came to have a good time, not to be messy or try to be like, look at sis over there, she thinks she all that, and it's just, why? Like, are you mad or not? I don't get it.
Mad or not? Is you mad or not?
I'm just saying, like, I just don't understand it.
It just bothers me sometimes, because I'm like, y'all stupid bitches. Argue about the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah. Or even in dancing, like, if I just want to dance, please just let me dance. Don't try to come over and compete and try to show me that your ass is bigger than mine, or that you can twerk, or like, I don't care.
Why can't we can all have fun and respect each other's space?
Basically.
Who the fuck said that? Respect each other's space. I think that was T.S. that was Shekinah Joe. She said we just need we can argue like this and respect each other's space.
Right.
And don't touch each other.
Exactly. Well, I'm not with the like. If I see that a situation is about to unfold, I just walk away because I don't have time. See, the thing about it, and let some of y'all know who think that you chicken or scared or whatever from walking away. No, I'm walking away because I got better sense than
You
that.
actually that bitch, or you walk away because it's like
Because I'm not gonna entertain you and jeopardize my situation and possibly get arrested, go to jail, and have all that on my record. I'm not that one. So you need to understand, walking away doesn't mean I fear you. I'm actually doing us both a favor. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's how I look at it. But going back to like what you were saying, like it's why is there competition? Like it's funny.
competition for stupid shit though.
Because it's
Who can
drama.
get the guy? Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You can have him. If he can be taken, it's not mine anyway. It's just like, if you can be taken from me, you not mine to begin with.
And me personally, you know, in my single days, I just feel like if it's a dude that every single person wants, I don't want him. I don't want him because I'm not gonna fight. I'm not finna fight. I'm not finna argue. I ain't finna do all that. Like, so it is what it is for me. While you out here trying to do all this to try to get this person, I almost said it, but I didn't. While you over here trying to get all that, I'm over here trying to get this bag. So, like,
without losing the integrity. Like Monique said,
all in here,
without losing the integrity.
All in here.
Getting that bag.
All in here, though. I felt that on the inside.
You played
in my inmost part.
You played too.
I did. Because it's true. With your integrity, securing that bag. I thought you weren't gonna look at me.
I mean, something just told me, look at him because we're gonna be sitting right here for 2 minutes.
So, we made this part to make sure that we're not leaving anyone out. Like I said, I'm actually happy that we made this part two.
That shit was long. Now some of this shit is cut off of this one,
right?
But you can catch it on this one. I think it's only cut off like 2 minutes or a minute and a half, and then it started back on this one. See, like right now it's at 4:59, and on this one right here it's at 5:52.
It's about 3 minutes off, three or 4 minutes off. So it's fine, but like again, we just wanted to make sure that we are hitting on every part of the LGBT because we don't want to, and even with like, you know, bisexuals and everything. I mean, some people may feel like, oh, they just straddling the fence, they don't know what they want, need to forget about them too. But it's just like, okay, they like what they like. They like both. So, what's your point? Why are you so pressed?
Because they want them. That's why. Anytime a bitch get that mad about somebody else's opinion, they want them.
It's just like,
or they believe it.
Right. Like, let these people live their life. Like, I just
try to fuck. If they ain't fucking with you, don't fuck with it. That's my motto.
Right. Period. Stop being pressed on the wrong things.
Like, if it ain't making you no shit bother you,
if it ain't making you no money, if it's not making you any money, if it's not affecting your life personally, and if it's not messing with your loved ones, stop being so pressed.
If it ain't striking you up like this,
right? Stop being so. What is that?
It's wire that I found on the inside of this, and I took it out and I made like a little charm with it while I was sitting right here doing the podcast on part 1. And then I put it through here and made like a little necklace. So now it's like,
who neck is it gonna fit? But
I mean, I said I made a little.
I'm just playing. I'm sorry. Don't turn.
This is what it looked like. Everybody actually want to see. We can't see because there's a lot of focus.
That's cute for a little Barbie.
I'm gonna put it on you.
On what part of me?
Your pinky.
That ain't even gonna fit on my pinky.
Yeah, you know. Anyway.
But
did you get everything out that you want to get out?
I feel like I did. I feel like we did a
I didn't
great
want to leave
job.
nobody out, and we did a pretty fair exchange on everybody.
Yeah. You know, we've already been talking about like how in society, how, you know, transsexuals have been like looked over and looked at in this, you know, discussed, and
right,
you know,
it's
all
just
of that.
Like if one of them was to get killed, oh, it don't matter anyway. She shouldn't have been fooling that man. First of all, bitch, how the fuck you not feel no dick and no balls slapping?
Now, first, I will address this again. I am not a transsexual. I have no desire to be a transsexual. With that being said, if that's your field, hey, I've seen some beautiful transsexuals. I've seen some sexy transsexuals. You know what I'm saying? That's just not my thing. But at the same time, also, let's be mindful that you brought up something just then. You brought up something just then. If it's truly a situation where you are being yourself and you making it very clear that, hey, I am a transsexual, then, hey, there's nothing you can do. But I will say...
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm going to let you finish your sentence. Go ahead.
Thank you. Like, what I would say...
That ain't you.
I'm just playing.
Little poo.
But what you little turd. But what I was saying was, like, however, if it is a situation where you are being deceitful, please just be careful. Like, I would say, please don't do it.
All these men don't know.
Right. And
it's
that's
been
what I'm
less and less cases that I've been hearing about.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, like, don't... If you're gonna do it, make sure, like, are you doing it for the right reason is what I'm saying.
And if you do
like,
do it, bitch, get proof that nigga already know.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it to say, you know, oh, I'm gonna trick him so I can film him and he can do all this, that, and the third.
And we're not saying that everybody do that either.
Right. We definitely not at all whatsoever. But if the person is saying that, then they need to rewind a few seconds, because I said for those who are doing that. I'm not saying that every transsexual does.
Motherfuckers out here that just was
right, and it's just and that you're making it bad. You're making it bad for the true ones, the real ones. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't try to do something to expose someone. Like that's another thing that's wrong with society nowadays. We so busy trying to expose people instead of living your lives and just sharing the love. But at the end of the day, we really hope that we reached a lot of people with this discussion. I feel like it was a very much needed topic to discuss, and we really do appreciate all the viewers out there as well as the listeners. So, and again, give me one sentence. I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, but give me one sentence that you would have for the listeners and the viewers out there based on our topic of discussion.
What do you mean? You mean like to sum up everything we just talked about? Let's say we basically just talked about,
like, either the summary of what we talked about or
religion.
Advice.
We talked about religion. We've gave life advice. We've talked about transsexuals. We've cleaned up a few things.
So in one sentence, what advice would you give to the listeners and the viewers based on this subject?
The one thing that I give is to say, at the end of the day, it's not about your religion. It's about how much logic you can bring to the table. It's like me knowing that trees are oxygen and they take out CO2 out of the air. And me keep on cutting down trees. And I'm knowing it's not good for me.
Mm-hmm.
See how I just slid that in there to warn bitches about global warming?
Mm-hmm.
You like that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's being beneficial to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And what you learn, you need to try to take it in.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody probably was like, what the fuck is he even be talking about? But like those who know what I'm talking about, like if you really sit down and listen to what I say, it's really easy to take in what I'm saying. Because when I say something, it's always deep and it's going to hit home regardless.
Yeah.
So if I had to say one piece of advice is always be true to yourself and bring logic to the table over traditional thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one piece of advice that I would give to you. And I would definitely tell you, don't let a religion run your life.
Mm-hmm. That's deep, babe. That's really good. Good advice.
Thank you.
For me, basically what I've gotten from our discussion and the advice that I would give, I would say love yourself enough to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
The fear is a very nasty virus that can sit and fester. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Seriously, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
I know I joke around a lot, but I really do be paying attention.
Fear is something that it's an infection that festers and it can get real nasty and real ugly very quickly. So,
and I think that it's a lot of movies that teach you about shit like that. It's like sometimes you have to put your fear aside and do what you know how to do best.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jeepers Creepers and fucking Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
Like them bitches run off fear.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, that's like don't let fear run your life. Like love yourself enough to stand up for yourself. You know, at the end of the day, I understand in some forms and aspects of religion, it follows certain laws of life, I can say, but at the end of the day, some of them just follow rules that are set by people that have never experienced your life. So therefore you have to stand up for yourself and you have to just go with it. Pray for understanding, pray for balance, pray for safety. Safety for yourself and for others around you. You know, pray for love within yourself first. And at the end of the day, everything will balance out in my opinion. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And with that being said, I want to thank all of the viewers that listen. Again, we are on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Pocket Cast. You know, we are all the shit that's in the description that I put on YouTube. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I know this is an hour and 3 minute long video. I'm sorry. We gotta put all of the stuff in there. And with that being said,
and again, our channel, The Jam Couple, and the exclamation point at the end. We do have our own individual channels, Jay's Rainbow and Cameron Hunt.
Right.
So definitely, again, viewers and listeners.